come and sit with
No,
us.
I'm good. You're
Sit in my lap.
Oh, we're on. Are we on?
You're on.
Well, Lacey is already laughing at us. I don't know. Hey, happy Monday, cats. I tell you, is it a Monday?
It is a Monday. You've just clearly identified it. It's a Monday.
Okay,
Okay.
gals.
Gals.
I know.
Mhm, right.
You know, and Lacey, quit.
Well, it's gonna rain cats and dogs, so that's the thing, right?
No, I know. But anyways, happy Easter week.
Happy Easter week.
Yeah, you know, yesterday in church at Palm Sunday, it was so awesome. You know, you think of Easter and you think of new beginnings and she's still laughing. And I don't know, like a fresh start.
Yes.
So anyways, that was pretty cool. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. Just a short little snippet, Jess. What did you do this weekend?
I worked.
She worked.
Yes.
Go figure.
I know. I went to Medora this weekend. I took my mom and Bob out there this weekend. And I'm wondering how they're feeling this morning because I worked them awfully hard this weekend.
She was with me this morning.
Yeah.
Now she's gone.
Oh, I know. Yeah, we worked really hard, but we're almost, well, we could open the doors technically, ready to go, but there's just a few finishing touches that need to be made when you get there. It just needs your finishing touches on some things,
Yeah,
but
right.
we got all the
I'm excited. I'm
work
excited.
done. And it's going to be fun. It
hopefully-
was so busy out there again this weekend. It was crazy. There was another show there this weekend, so there was tons of people around town. It just amazes me out there how busy it is on the off season. I guess I shouldn't even call it off season anymore because that place is, you know, year round these days. So
I might have to move out there full time.
I think you might have to.
Well, and I can see though, I can totally see it like getting busier. I know you don't want to get real, you know, those poor people that live there. I mean, they
want a
do-
break.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they want a break from us crazies. But
know.
anyways, well, I'm glad you got that pretty much out of the way, and you probably feel good about that.
I do.
You know, now back to Monday morning. Anyways, this morning I'm going to start out with our devotion, and actually I'm kind of cheating a little bit. I'm going to read from my devotion that I used when I first started. And both Jess and I really enjoyed the devotion for today, which is April 10th. It says, "Let us accept the truth, even when it surprises us and alters our views. Truth can't be squeezed, halved, or stretched. What is, period. Whether the matter is significant or not, get in the habit of telling the truth in the kindest possible way, in line with the facts. Avoid little white lies because they rarely remain little for long. Your consistent truth-telling, even when it's not flattering to you, assure those around you that they can trust your words and your character." And isn't that the truth? You know, sometimes saying the truth or being truthful is not the easiest either.
Right.
You know, but I think if we can all be truthful and even back into this crazy world, you know, if you're having issues with your life or with your relationship, just be honest, you know, and, or, you know, having issues at work. I think we all just need to be honest. What do you think? Yeah?
I agree. I mean, I think you have to, you know, speak how you're feeling. I don't think that, you know, how we read it and how we heard it in there is not that I need to tell you what I think my truth is about you, right?
Right.
You know, you just speak the truth about what's in your heart and get that out there, what your feelings are if you're having issues with someone at work or at home. But I don't think what you believe to be, what I believe to be true about you, it's not my point or my spot to tell you.
Right.
You know, because we don't, that's not how we do things, right? But we should be truthful to other people about how we're feeling and what's bothering us, or be truthful about what you like or don't like about somebody sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, I'll go back to, you know, like our group that we work together. I think that's why we can get along because, you know, somebody's going to have a bad day or somebody's having a bad day, you know, leave them alone. If they want to talk, they're going to talk.
Right.
You know, or, you know, whatever. I tell you, I had a real off day the other day. I just got to tell you this quick story. So Thursdays, I've been leaving early because I have church and it starts, well, we like to leave at 5 because our potluck is at 5:30. And I walk into Lacey's office and I'm like, I'm gonna take off. It's, it's Thursday, it's time for church. And Lacey says to me, isn't it a little bit early? And I didn't think anything of it. And so I leave and I'm down at the tornado stop and I look at my watch and I'm like, it's only 3:30. Here I thought it was 4:30. So I'm like, and I didn't. I was totally off that day. But anyways, back to, telling the truth and being honest. I think we just, and we all need work at that sometimes, sometimes it's hard just to be truthful, and don't you think, Lacey?
Yeah,
it is,
absolutely.
Being truthful with your kids and being honest with your kids, because sometimes being honest with them, they don't like to hear that.
Right.
So back to my book. Girls, Oaks, from 7th to 12th graders, if you haven't got your books, please come. Friends, tell your friends to come and get it. Like I said, it's an amazing book. We're working on chapter 2 right now. And so I'm just going to talk about a few little things in chapter 2. First off, it says, I want to call your attention to the cover of this book. You might notice that I got some ink. Yes, right now, this is incredibly awkward. Persons feel very cool. See, she has ink and it says fearless. And she has that tattoo on her arm. I got a tattoo of the word fearless on the inside of my left arm. I understand that tattoos aren't for everyone. For a long time, they weren't for me either. I never thought I would get one. Never. When my dad got them, I would groan and say, no, I can't stand tattoos. But my tattoo has a story, and I want to share that with you. At that point, my mom had decided we were not going to have another round of drama. Wait, no, hold on. Sorry, missed a page. Even though fear has always been an issue for me as far back as I can remember, during my teenage years, my struggle with it became really intense. When I say intense, I mean that every morning when I woke up, I was afraid of something. Every night when I went to bed, I was frightened for some reason. And throughout each day, I was fearful. To say that I lived my whole life in fear is not an exaggeration. So, talking about fear, we all have a fear, and especially, I say it every week in this crazy world, we have a fear. Even like right now, we have this fear of this storm. And, but there's nothing we can do about it.
Right.
We can't say we don't want it to storm or whatever. And so we have to deal with it. But sometimes, you think about ranchers and farmers or whoever, people that have to travel to work. It is fearless because it is, it takes fear out of you because you know what? The bills keep coming. Like with their cattle. I don't know. It's kind of scary.
It is.
But, Jess was out west and they say it's very dry out west. So you know what? We have to send prayers that way. And they do. They're living with a lot of fear right now and, wondering what to do because it's so dry out there. They can't, their cattle has no place to eat and then, blah, 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 all that. But I just think even like as young gals or boys in school, I don't have kids in school anymore, but I just can't even imagine like, in this world, like even just say your daughter and your son, the fears they have.
Right.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I think that that's one thing that we need to realize, and we look at Sadie and we think, oh, she doesn't have any fears or cares in the world, but everybody does, and we have to remember that, whether it's you or whether it's my son and daughter in high school, and their fears and their issues are far different, being a boy and being a girl, and their different age group. We have to remember, I love it because my grandma always had this little saying on her fridge, and she still has it at the nursing home, and it says, just be kind to everybody you meet because you don't know the battles that they're facing or their fears that they're facing. So don't think, one, you're alone in the fears and the battles that you have, but also just be kind and mindful that everybody has got a fear, and it might not be, it's not the same fear as yours, or you might not think it's relevant or not, but everybody deals with those things differently, and just remembering to be kind, to realize that they're battling or they're fearing something on a daily basis. And I think that we kind of are hard on our kids sometimes because we think, oh my gosh, you don't know what real life is about. You don't know what it's like to be an adult. You have no idea what the stresses are that I go through every day. I mean, I feel like I push that onto my kids all the time, like, oh, you guys don't even know what I did today, and all the things that went on in my life. And I have to step back and check myself, because I have to realize they went through a lot today. And they can't escape some of the things that they go through every day. They can't escape the people that maybe that are bullying them or picking on them, or that they just don't get along with. They see them every day in school, and they are subject to them on social media day in and day out. And so we have to, again, step back and look at the situations that they're in and what they're going through, and really validate what they're going through, and not just blow it off and be like, they have no idea what real life is really about, because
it's scary.
It is.
Well, and I, coming to work with the girls here, my kids are gone, but just, the pressure and the things that kids go through nowadays, it's so much different than me and you did.
Right.
And I think that is why Jess wanted to get this books in all you girls' hands. They need some guidance. We need some positive guidance. It doesn't have to be, like I said, this is faith driven, but we just have to be positive to them and keep teaching the good things, and having them teach their friends good things. And I think that with Jossie, because she's so much fun. Jossie is she's a very dear friend of mine now that I got to know her. We like to hang out and whatever, she makes fun of me all the time, but that's okay.
I think that goes both ways.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just a crazy world.
But it's those connections, right?
It is that connection.
And it's just that connection between you and her, but it's also this book, and we know that this book this book won't change everything or fix everything, but it's little things. If there's some little passage in here that just resonates with you, we did our job. We did what we wanted to do. And I'm grateful, for both Lacey and your relationship with my children, because sometimes they don't want to come to me about things, and they can talk with you. And so just being that, and it might be some completely uncommon or irrelevant kind of relationship, you know what I mean, that you never thought you'd connect with, but just be there, make those connections, because they do matter.
Yeah, it is. That is the truth. And if I could go hang out with some more kids, I would love it. I would love it. Hey, but Jossie got me to I should say all three of those cookie crumble. Oh, it's bad.
Yeah, we teach each other bad habits.
Yeah,
right?
we do.
Yeah.
But she can teach, like you said, she can teach me a lot, and I think being mentors and with teachers and with parents, whatever, we all have to work as a team. And that's kind of a team when Jossie's here with us, or whoever. We're gonna shoot tomorrow the senior girls, and I don't know some of them, and it's been fun. I've got to meet most of them. They have come in here and picked out their outfit, and just beautiful young ladies,
Yes.
very, very kind, very and they struck up conversations with me, and we always hear about the bad.
Right.
So if we can I think everybody as a person, if we could just start being more positive,
focusing on the good.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And why do we focus on the bad all the time? Why?
I know. It just makes us feel bad.
It does. So, if you could think of one thing today of just try to be positive or doing something positive for somebody, don't you think that would help? I mean, I don't
Give someone
know.
a compliment. Tell them how grateful you are for that.
Right. I know.
Little thing. Makes you feel better, and it makes them feel better. Right?
Here's a quote, and this was kind of crazy for me. More than 40 million people in the United States, ages 18 and older, suffer from anxiety disorder.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of people. A lot of people. And, when Danny was here, a lot of you remember when Danny Dinger was here with us. You have to watch. You have to watch out for your friends. You have to watch out for your family. And yeah, take care of everybody around you, you know. And but like I said, this Fearless book is it's great for everybody to read. But like I said again, we really, really want to get that in the hands of the gals in Oaks from 7th to 12th grade. I actually have there's been a couple women in here, and I know a couple of them have really been struggling. So I just gave them one, and I just felt I had to do that. You know, and I'm not gonna say no, you can't have one, but I knew that, you know, they're having some struggles in their life, and they really wanted to read this, so I just gave it to them. And yeah. So, anyways, I actually needed to share something with you, and I have this actually in my bedroom, and I have it in a frame, and I don't know. I think I got it from Jess. I don't know. Maybe I did. But it says, she held her head high and looked the world straight in the eye. And I think all of us need to, you know, remember that, and keep your head up, keep your good vibes up, and work just to be better people. And that's our focus. And thank you for Jess for, you know, getting me introduced to, you know, Live Fearless, and all the people that supported this book. It's been amazing. It makes you think a lot about things that are happening in this world. So, anything else you want to share with us? Like with your kids, and you know more about, you know, you got the kids in school.
I just think, I mean, kind of what we talked about is just remembering where they're at, and meeting them where they're at, and just always visit with them. I mean, I have one child and every child, all three of my children are so completely different. So completely different. I don't know how I raised three different children. It's bizarre. And I think probably every household probably thinks that same thing or whatever. And I have one child that, you know, you'll ask them how their day was. Fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's a I'm fine kind of mentality, but I think that's a lot how my response is a lot. But just being consistent about talking with them, consistent about really digging in and getting down to what their worries or their concerns are. And I think that when you get to that point, you can read them. Like, I had one of my children the other day came home, and I knew something was up, just something was off. And you get that vibe when it's off. And don't let that vibe go away. Like, just keep after it, right? And maybe the other parent needs to approach it. Maybe they can get something out of the kid that maybe you can't. But when you feel or sense that something's off, you really just need to just keep digging into that and just be there to talk to them. Make sure they know that you're that person that they can talk to, or direct them to, you know, like
the right person.
Yep, like if I would know Jossie would have an issue, I'd be like, hey, Mar, do you think you could, you know, talk to her or whatever? But they just need to talk sometimes. And they need to just talk. You need to listen, right? Sometimes we don't need to be the advice givers. We just need to listen. So I think it just being not only of our children, being mindful that they have fears and worries and concerns that maybe sometimes we don't validate. I mean, everybody does, but I just think we just need to be super mindful of those things.
Absolutely. And reach out if you have to. You know who you have to reach out to.
Right.
And I just got to mention, yesterday we went with some friends and met their daughter at a meeting place. They had to exchange cars, and got to visit with her. I haven't seen her for a while. Just a great kid. But she's really struggling right now. Really, really struggling. And we let her talk. And I mean, it's nothing, you know, bad, but it was good for parents and herself, you know, just to sit there and conversate about what's going on. You know, kids, a lot of people are very, very busy, you know, these college students, and then they try to work, and there's a lot of pressure on them, and they're worried about money. How are they going to pay for school? How are they going to pay to live, you know, to everything. Right. And so that was really interesting. You know, I didn't even really think, I wasn't going to talk about that, but until you said that, it's like, we let her talk. Right.
And maybe it was good that not only her parents, but you guys were there, because you could give a different point of view, maybe, that she was needing.
So that was, so that is really awesome, you know, just to listen. Well, anyways, we're not going to keep you much longer here. Everybody have a beautiful Easter week. Hopefully it's not too bad, this weather,
Right.
but enjoy it. And spring is coming and the sun will be out soon.
Happy Easter.